On July the 1st, at the Basilica of Gethsemane, the liturgical commemoration of the most precious blood had a double reason to celebrate. 10 new priests from different nations were consecrated by the hand of His Beatitude Cardinal Pierbattista Pizzaballa, a rite full of meaning, marking the way in which the Church confirms its ministers in total dedication to Christ and His people. In his homily, the Cardinal affirmed that the priesthood is born from the blood of Christ, more eloquent than that of Abel, which cried out for justice. The blood of Christ, on the other hand, calls for mercy, forgiveness, and communion. The priest, in his conformation to Christ, becomes a witness of his mystery of love which has reconciled the world. Called by name, each of them carries a story. Stories of vocations that began early, such as that of the Mexican brother Eduardo. The beginning of my vocation is a mystery, even to me, because I have felt the call to serve the Lord, particularly in the priestly ministry, for as long as I can remember, since I was 3 or 4 years old. As a child, I even used to play at celebrating Mass, at administering the sacraments. In a certain sense, it is as if the Lord had sown in me this interest, that of dedicating myself to His service and to that of the Church. Brother Eduardo came to know the Franciscans as a young man at the shrine of Our Lady of Zapopan. It was the provincial superior who sent him to the Holy Land to study. Those 4 years were marked by challenges, a new culture, a new language, the period of the pandemic and of the war, but also by a grace he will carry in his heart forever. I have truly felt the joy of ordination and of priestly ministry, but at the same time I feel the pain of leaving the Holy Land, which has meant so much to me. It has been a very enriching experience in every respect. Spiritually, in terms of Franciscan and fraternal vocation, it was truly a grace to be here in the Holy Land, and I will always carry it in my heart. Brother Mervin, on the other hand, comes from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates and left behind his family and a brilliant career as an economist. For a long time he resisted the call until Divine Mercy changed all his plans. I had 2 great examples who struck me with their charity and their example of life. Both were priests. One was the Capuchin priest of Abu Dhabi, the other was my mother's uncle. These 2 men were, we might say, the image of Jesus that touched my heart and called me to follow this life. Initially, he wanted to enter with the Benedictines at Norcia, but the earthquake destroyed the church and the monks could no longer receive him. It was then that the Franciscan spirituality reached him, and with it the custody, through a vocational video. At the end of that video, a friar had left this phrase, "The Holy Land is calling you." And this phrase stayed in my heart. That is why I began to find out more. I contacted the friars here, and in the end I arrived. Brother Mervin has been living in the Holy Land for 10 years, where he received all his formation. For him, custodying the holy sites means, above all, caring for the lives of the people who live there. We feel the vibration of these stones, of the people with whom we live, with whom we build relationships, talk. We do all of this for them because they are the Holy Land with us. Together we are the Holy Land, and that is what drew me here. And so each of these young men, except for Brother Mervin, who remains in the custody of the Holy Land, will return to his own province and nation, carrying with him a unique experience, that of having lived alongside the places sanctified by the presence of Jesus. Here in Gethsemane, where he entrusted his life to the Father, lies also the path that each of them now embraces. May the will of the Father be done throughout our entire existence.